Today I'd like to talk about why grounding is the number one spiritual practice you can do right now. So, why is grounding so important? It's your connection to earth. And the thing is, we are souls living and having a human experience rather than humans having a spiritual experience. So, as humans in this human body, we really need to be connected to earth energy in order for us to blossom. It's basically our roots. So the deeper, the stronger your roots are, the more that you can blossom and grow taller and bigger, right? If your roots are just barely hanging on, well, you're just like floundering around with the wind, and it feels very unsteady, unsettling. When your roots are deep, then you feel safety, you feel security, you feel steady, and that allows you to grow and blossom. Okay, so that's why grounding is so key and fundamental to our being, okay, and even our spiritual practice. So when I first started this practice, I was trying so hard to open my third eye and have all these visions and cool things. But the problem was I wasn't grounded. And finally, someone told me I need to ground. And then everything happened. Okay. Then I started to have really amazing and fun, cool experiences without becoming crazy. Okay. So, grounding provides this fundamental baseline for courage and transformation. In fact, in yoga, what they say is your root chakra, which is your chakra for grounding, okay? In the root chakra lies a coiled up serpent, okay? And this serpent represents transformation. It represents Kundalini, okay? This incredible energy of transformation. Okay. And then when you finally get to this place where you feel safe, then that coiled serpent it unlocks this, wakes up this coiled serpent, and it shoots up your spine, which is considered a Kundalini awakening, and you'll feel all kinds of cool experiences with that. Okay. So, but the key to a Kundalini awakening is grounding, being grounded, okay? Um, Feeling safe, okay? And when you are grounded, then you feel like you can take on anything in life, and it just gives you so much stamina and vitality for life. Grounding is like the opposite of living in fear. When you are grounded, there's this sense of fearlessness. And that's because being grounded, it means you know who you really are. Having a strong root chakra means you understand you are a soul being, and nothing in this earthly realm can taint your soul or hurt your soul, right? And when you understand that, well, of course you're going to be fearless because nothing can touch you. And in that, and then you know everything will be okay. No matter what, everything will be okay. And that's the feeling of being grounded, right? So that's why grounding is so important, because when you don't ground, there is a tendency to become overwhelmed by fears, overwhelmed by anxiety and cares and worries, and being in fight or flight mode, in survival mode. When you're grounded, you are in this place of trusting, where you trust that you will be okay. And that's when survival mode turns off, and you can actually be a soul being rather than an animal being. To be clear, grounding is connecting with earth energy. And there's so many beautiful practices to allow you to do this. So one of them is just being in nature. It's the easiest way to ground. It's just being in nature. Okay? Really soaking it in. So I don't mean you go to a park and you're on your phone the whole time. I mean, you set your technology aside and you go to the beach, a grassy area, the forest, and you sit there and you just observe. You be in nature, you sense what's going on, you feel the breeze, you feel what nature, the energy of nature. That's very grounding. And what you'll see is that a lot of times when people spend that time in nature, oh, there's an instant calming down. They did this study where they put a picture of nature, flowers or trees or whatever, inside a person's house or office, and then measured their heartbeat, their heart rate. And it stayed about the same. Okay. But then they took a real life plant, however small, stuck it in front of that person, and it actually slowed their heart rate down. Okay, so it has to be really nature. Okay, so just spending time in nature is grounding. Okay, and then the closer you get to nature, the more grounded you get. So if you're at the beach, taking off your shoes, putting your toes and your feet in the sand, that is so grounding, or being in grass. And your root chakra is really your tailbone, sacrum, your hips, okay, your legs, and your feet. So if you could really get in touch with that area, your lower body, and that is also grounding. So foot massages, leg massages, you just, touching your own legs or putting your hands on your hips, that's grounding. So you even see people who are trying to, be in a leadership position, take command of a room. Maybe they put their hands on their hips and put their feet wide because it makes them look strong, steady, capable, like a leader, right? My personal favorite way to ground is through breathing and visualization. And I'll lead you through those. You can check out my other videos on grounding, and I'll lead you through some practices that really get you, which brings us to the next topic, which is, what does grounding feel like? So when I do really good grounding, I can actually feel the energy move from this buzzing up here to, it's like it sinks down into my lower body, and it just feels safer. It feels calmer. It feels more rooted, steady, instead of this kind of anxious swirling in the mind, or even here of worrying in the chest. And relief, almost everything's going to be okay. It's this feeling of steadiness, okay, of solidness, okay? And it'll feel different for everybody, but those are the ways that I've experienced it myself. Okay? And when you are grounded, it's so healthy for your lower body. You'll even start to see your lower body feels a lot better. Your balance gets better. And you'll see people who are very grounded that they seem to have a heavier footstep, that they have really good balance, and there's a calming, soothing feeling around them. Like it's going to be that same feeling. It's going to be okay. So that's what I have for you on grounding. And go ahead and try out one of my grounding practice videos if you actually want to experience grounding for yourself.